Okay, we're up and going here, seems like. Alright, hey, well, what's up guys? Hello. I started about a couple minutes earlier here. Just making sure that people are receiving the notifications that I'm live. And that people remember that I'm live at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have about 2 minutes left here, but hopefully people are able to get the notifications that I am live and etc. However that they're getting their notification. Hey, what's up guys? Oh, 3 likes. Awesome. We didn't even begin yet. Nice to see that. Alright, let's begin guys. Welcome. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hey, what's up guys? Hello. I think my audio is okay. Yes, alright. Okay, so today we're going to talk about, well, the usual things. We're going to go over the CFO Swinger Watch Report as I've sent out, but it hasn't changed, obviously. The exact report that I sent out last night to my readers. And we're going to be looking at specific pages that I want to show you guys. But obviously I had this first page of the market summary on here. So you guys could have read it while you guys are waiting, or you guys could just screenshot, whatever you guys want to do. I'm just giving you guys a nice exclusive look to what I've written and sent out to my readers here, okay? And this is very good information here, right? So make sure you guys pay attention tonight, and make sure you guys, again, if you guys want to pause the stream, or if you just want to screenshot, or maybe you guys can revisit this stream by looking at the replay after the stream is over, then you guys can definitely do that. And I would actually highly recommend you guys to come back to every single one of my live streams and go over kind of the information that I've given to you all throughout the stream, all right, from the beginning to the end. And no, I'm always trying to make sure I give you guys the utmost applicable and most important information that is going to help you guys out in your own individual trading journeys. All right, so with that being said, let's first start off with the overall market review. So let's actually go over the market summary, okay? So this is the market summary for this week, and I want to point towards one particular section of this market summary. So it's just the third page of the report, but I was just talking about kind of the overall VIX action, okay? And I'll start off from here, all right? So here's what I said. I'm just gonna read this verbatim, right? So, however, there has been something that has been itching the back of my brain. And what is that? What has been kind of a concern to me? Well, if you take a quick look at the VIX chart on the daily time frame or any of the higher time frames, you can see that there have been quite a lot of volatility, jumps / expansions in this year alone. In fact, based on the chart I provided in the link above, obviously this link right here, which I can't click since it's just a single photo, from August 2024 to now, it looks like the VIX has gotten an affinity to staying near and above that value of 20. That is obviously not okay. But it always goes back down to that value of 20 and below, so it should be fine, right? Is what I would say if you weren't seeing so many instances of this in just this fiscal year alone, let alone in the bull market. And it seems like I wasn't the only one worried about this, because Lee Coppersmith, this guy is a frequent commentator on market breadth and volatility in Goldman Sachs. Okay, I think his position something director, if I'm not mistaken. But I frequently sometimes read his work on market volatility and market breadth, which is something that I closely follow, if you guys haven't noticed. But he recently published the following graph down below along with this paragraph. Since late October, okay, right here, the real story hasn't been the S&P. It's been the spike in factor volatility under the surface. So 20-day factor volatility has now pushed above 20, while the S&P vol has only drifted modestly higher. The stress is happening inside the market, not across it. And what does that mean to us? Okay, so I'll just leave it at that. All right, and you guys can gain more information and what this means and what I personally extrapolated from what Lee Coppersmith has said in that paragraph alone, and on the graph that he put out with this paragraph by becoming a reader of the CFO Swinger Watch Report. Okay, since there's a paywall to this, I really want to make sure that my readers are getting the utmost best data and research and analysis from me, and obviously all the other important data points that I provide off of certain reports from institutions like Goldman Sachs or Bloomberg or etc. Right? So again, make sure you guys become readers of the CFO Swinger Watch Report if you guys want to read the rest of this market summary. So, but here's the thing. I just want to go over the overall markets and the VIX based on what I've just said here. Okay, so if you go now to the S&P 500 ETF or ticker symbol SPY, and obviously we're going to take a look at VIX, but if you take a look at SPY, we had some pretty good action from the last 5 trading days, including today. Now, believe it or not, right, today was actually a pretty good a day for buyers. And why is that? Well, first of all, we had a pretty deep gap down overnight, but leading into the open, leading into the pre-market trading, we saw the bulls coming back around this 678 whole number, and eventually we ended up opening up right at 678.81, and immediately right after market open we actually saw buyers coming in, jumping in and defending the pre-market prices, or which is around 678 where it was trading at right before market open, and we saw an immediate push up higher as sellers started to basically take profits and cover their positions after they decided to short on Friday, right? Or not Friday, excuse me, on Thursday. Excuse me, not Thursday, Friday, that's correct. Friday, I was correct there. So, you know, after such a large move for a holiday week, right? I mean, this, and obviously basically a half day on Friday, we moved, I think, a total of like 5%, I think, nearly 5% from the lows of 2 Fridays ago to last Friday. Yeah, we moved about 5%. Yeah, so you know, this is a pretty large move, and so it makes sense that we should be seeing some sort of a small pullback to start making that higher low that we want to see, especially after such a nice, quite literally almost a V-shaped recovery. Now, the reason why I'm saying it's almost a V-shaped recovery is that, well, we have yet to reach the current all-time high price print sitting at $689.70 on this candlestick, because if we do, and if you move over it and create a higher high, then that is an official formation of a V-shaped recovery. But so far, a very nice V-shape is forming. Right now, here's where things can get a little bit dicey, right? Since a higher low obviously means that we need to actually pull back, right? You actually need to move lower. Okay, so that's the only caveat there, because if you are a short-term trader, right? If you're a very short-term swing trader, for example, like maybe like an overnight swing trader or 2 to 3 day swing trader, right? These short-term swings in the markets, in the broader markets matter, right? And so if you're looking out for a higher low, you have to expect and give yourself some time and some room to understand that, hey, a higher low will only be achieved if we initially make a move lower, right? And I think a lot of people they understand that, but they don't comprehend it fully, where they realize that, well, they don't realize that the prices actually have to come down and pull back a little bit first before it tries to pivot at certain pivot or inflection points to create that higher low, right? So let's infer that we do know and we understand, right? I mean, obviously I do know, but let's understand that everyone in the world who's trading the markets understand this principle of the fact that if you were to make a higher low, we need to initially have a pullback. And if that were the case, then SPY has to actually pull back to around 675 to 678-ish, right? And so this kind of 3-point area is where we need to see a very shallow pullback. So again, let me actually create these levels here for you guys to make it visible. I mean, all right. Let's try to make it a bit more specific here. That's close enough. Okay, so 678, and let's make it a bit more specific here too. How about 675.50? Okay, so we basically have to use this 2.5. Let me just use 3 point. Let's make it easier for ourselves. This 3-point range as a new demand area for, if you want, a nice shallow pullback, a very low volume pullback, where we start to basically move sideways. And why would we want to move sideways? Well, we need to allow my daily 10 and daily 21 SMAs to catch up, because we just broke out and we're just able to recover above my daily 10 and daily 21 SMAs. And so we need some time before we try to lift off again and have a second leg up higher. Because again, what was the first initial leg up higher? Well, it was the last 5 trading days, not including today. So excluding today, the last 5 trading days is what caused, they are the cause of the price regaining and moving back over the daily 10 and daily 21 SMAs, and completing the complete bearish to bullish reversal price pattern here that obviously gave us a nice start. Again, key point there, the nice initial start to a potential B-shaped recovery. Okay, so with all of this being said, all right, yeah, so this is kind of what I want to see. All right, but if we decide to just move sideways within the ranges that we formed today, I mean, that's fine too. That'll be very ideal. If today was the only pullback day, that'd be amazing. Right? But again, we have to be slightly more realistic. So it's possible that we can most likely see kind of this action where we retest 675 and kind of range between that 678 to 675. Okay, so with all this being said, if we take a look at VIX, all right, so let's take a look at what I was stating here in the market summary that I've just shown you guys in the report. Okay, so as a reminder here, okay, this is what it was right here. Okay, I'll put it side by side. All right, so again, if you take a quick look at the VIX chart on the daily time frame or any of the higher time frames, you can see that there has been quite a lot of volatility jumps and expansion events in this year alone, and that is very, very true, right? And we had these huge spikes just even at the start of this year, right? I mean, these are jumps, right? And eventually we got that big jump in April from the tariff extravaganza from Donald Trump, which sounds very, very odd to say, but I mean, he's kind of on the craziness of tariffs, right? And so even as we were heading into the last few months of this year, we had these big jumps, and we continue to have these, right? Where the VIX is literally, like I said here, is starting to gain an affinity towards this value of 20, and that is something that I am having trouble kind of pricing into my analysis inside my head. And what I mean by that is that I'm worried that this is going to cause a higher floor in the VIX. And now mind you, these floors on the VIX change over time. For example, pre-COVID, I believe the VIX floor was around 14 to 15, and in post-COVID market conditions, the VIX floor, quote unquote floor, I think stayed around 16 to 17-ish, around there, if my memory serves me correct. But so now we're starting to see this, the VIX actually starting to stay around this 20 value. All right, so there's a pretty big jump, and we continue to want to stay over this 20 value, which is not good, right? And from a technical perspective and technical aspect, that just screams the fact that there is something wrong internally with the markets, and that's exactly what Lee has pointed out with that 20-day factor volatility. And like I said here, the stress is happening inside the market, not across it. And so that's kind of the reason why, actually let me bring this back, that I've stated that it seems like people have continued to exit out of tech and go towards value/defensive, as I've stated for most of November and late October. And obviously all my readers have known this since most of November and late October. But it clearly looks like many have missed the rally, as that underperformance from NASDAQ last month in November could be pointing towards that long biased skepticism, right? So what I mean by that is, well, obviously we had the huge 5-day rally, right? I mean, the VIX had a very quick contraction after that rapid expansion in the last 5 trading days. And if you take a look at SPY relative to QQQ, right, in the month of May, SPY ended up, I believe SPY ended up 0.19% positive on the green side for November, and for NASDAQ or QQQ, ended up with a negative 1.56%, negative 1.56% underperformance, right, compared to SPY. So to me, again, that screams the fact that, you know, there's still that, again, I mean, this sentence here from the market summary clearly explains that, right? It's pointing towards that long biased skepticism, right? So, you know, as long as, you know, this quote unquote healthy rotation continues, where we see a good balance of tech to value and defensive and kind of the quote unquote not sexy sectors, as we like to call it, the market should stay afloat, right? And I've actually delved a little bit further into this topic in my other pages of the market summary. So again, I'm reminding you guys again in this live stream, if you guys want to read the next pages of the market summary here in this section of the overall report, which is multiple pages, make sure you guys become a reader tonight. You guys will gain access to this week's CFO Swinger Watch Report and all the previous reports that you guys will want to see. And I'll gladly provide it to you guys as well too, if you guys have a specific date or a specific week that you guys want to see the report, right? So for the market summary, again, make sure you guys become a reader to read the rest of the section here in the overall CFO Swinger Watch Report. And so to me, this just screams the fact that, hey, there could be something occurring internally with the markets, and there could be a higher probability next year where VIX actually takes control, well, quote unquote takes control, by staying over that value of 20. So it takes control of 20 and uses it as a new level or new floor, quote unquote floor on the VIX, right? So we've been steadily getting this higher floor on the VIX, and that's something that's been kind of concerning in the back of my head, even if we're in a bull market, right? Even if we've had such great overall market returns for the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years now. So this is something that I've been wanting to talk about, and this is the reason why I've even stated this down below in the description box, that I'll be talking about this tonight, giving you guys a key insight as to what I've analyzed and seen through data on the overall markets and on VIX, and give you guys a little sneak peek, an exclusive sneak peek at a certain section of the CFO Swinger Watch Report. Okay, so again, please take that into your own insight and your own analysis in the overall markets. I really wish that you guys can use this information wisely in the near-term future. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the markets. I really want to go into now the next part of the stream here, and that's going to be looking at the first ticker of the CFO Swinger Watch Report that has been, well, officially traded by me today, and hopefully the rest of my CFO Swinger Watch Report readers, because it was the very first ticker in the Momentum Mentions list, or list, as I like to call it, and that ticker is RDDT. Right, so before I go into the chart here, let me actually look and give you guys the actual page here from the report of this week, and that is right over here. Okay, so this is the a certain section of the report. So on page 6, we have the momentum mentions lists. Okay, and this is what I said here. This week we'll be focusing on just the best looking charts from a technical angle. As stated in the market summary above, it's best that we are laser focused on all the technicals as we head into the end of the year, as volatility can persist. Again, what did we just talk about in the market summary? I gave you guys a little sneak peek on that first page. We talked about the VIX, market vol, right? And so obviously if you guys want to know exactly what I talked about in the next couple pages that are still left in the market summary section, again, as a last reminder for this stream, make sure you guys become a reader of the CFO Swinger Watch Report. Okay, so I'll go back to this page here, but let me actually read over the chart here. So this is what I said, right? I mean, again, I'm not trying to dupe you guys here, but it's the exact same chart that I provided. I mean, look at this, perfect update here, right? I mean, if I were to go on the daily time frame, like I've shown here on the report itself, right? You guys can see how well this first ticker that I've chosen for the list did. Okay, bam! Look at that, amazing. Right? Anyways, okay. So here's what I stated in the actual chart. Okay. We are staring at a very nice bearish to bullish reversal trend. But let's not forget how strongly this stock held off the broader market sell-off. And that's true, right? Because instead of completely destroying its current, in the broader higher time frame uptrend that it's been on since its IPO, which you guys can clearly see on the weekly and monthly time frames. I don't think I need to show you guys that. This was a very, very shallow pullback. In fact, there's a very orderly pullback. There was a lot of sideways action that accompanied the overall pullback on Reddit. And even if post earnings, it was a bit volatile, it came right back into a very tight price action that's seen over here, right? So again, this is the type of stock you want to be looking at when the markets restart their uptrend, because Reddit here can become a great leader in momentum and price action to the upside. And so after basing perfectly at my level of 180 and reversing higher mid last week, so again, it tightened up very, very well. I just showed you guys this area here, right? So after a brief experience of volatility here with the price action post earnings, it became very tight and actually held at 180, a whole number level that I've been looking at for quite some time, especially after its post earnings reactionary move for its, I believe this is the second quarterly earnings report, right? Yeah, the second quarterly earnings report. Okay, and then there's the third one that we got most recently, right? So this 180 has been a critical level of support for Reddit, and it hasn't broken it since, right? Yes, there was a little bit of a scare there for a lot of weak buyers, but fortunately, the buyers continued to step in at this 180 level, which told me, hey, you know, this is a solid area and level of support, solid foundation to continue to base off of. And during the entire market pullback, Reddit just really tightened up right above this 180 level. And so this really piqued my interest here, and it really just continued to act really well. And eventually, last week during the very short holiday trading week, buyers took that opportunity to have a very nice big breakout out of this descending resistance trend line. It's a very large macro trend line here that began in mid-September all the way up into now, right? Very recently, and ultimately ended up closing above it at the end of November, and it actually had a very nice tight inside day candlestick last Friday, which is absolutely perfect because, well, again, Friday was a half day, and it seems like buyers were taking all the opportunity of a half day to create a very, very tight inside day while it just began its reversal and breakout move higher. And again, what do inside days indicate, guys? Well, they indicate continuation, right? They indicate a continuation of the underlying trend. And what is the current underlying trend, guys? An uptrend. And we can actually get even more confirmation of that because, well, it just broke over and is staying over my daily 50 SMA. And this daily 50 SMA was a huge caveat and an area of SMA resistance during the entirety of this consolidation, just around this range here. Right, so from October 1st all the way up into around November 24th, right? And the price was able to break over both of this, both of my 210 horizontal level resistance level, resistance level, excuse me, and my descending resistance trend line, right? And on top of that, right, the bulls had so much momentum and volume and buying volume and strength that they're able to break over the daily 50 SMA as well on Tuesday of last week. And they even continue to have even more conviction and confidence because they continue to stick above the daily 50 SMA and then used it as an area of SMA support, which also aligned and coincided with my 210 resistance level. And it actually turned it into a new support level. So classic R to S switch, right? From an old resistance level to a new support level switch, right? And that's very indicative of an underlying uptrend. Okay, and so we had so many signs, right? We just had a plethora of bullish indications here that Reddit is ready to move up higher, including just recently last Friday's inside day candlestick on the daily time frame. So this is quite literally a textbook price action here that we're currently seeing. And again, there's still a good chance that you guys might be able to catch this tomorrow on a nice small red to green move until we are able to hit my first target of 230. But ideally, I wanted to reach around 240 and eventually 255. Okay, but again, my levels are here, right? 251.50 is most likely just going to be my maximum realistic target. 255 is just my ideal target at this point. But again, we just have to focus on the technicals here, as I've stated in the MM list. Right, I've said it right here. Right, it's best that we are laser focused on all the technicals as we head into the end of the year, as volatility can persist. Okay, so with Reddit here, I think I grabbed a very good entry point early in the day today. I think I got in right around 214 maybe. Let me actually check the timestamp, because I told my members that I've entered into Reddit here. Yeah, so at 6:46 a.m. on the dot. So I think I got in at 6:45 and I sent that message at 6:46. Yeah, 6:40 on this candlestick here. I think I got in around like 214. No, I'm wrong. 216. So right underneath this 218 resistance level, and I added even more on this brief pullback here around 7:30. So at this 218 level, yeah. So I got filled in that 218 here, and there was a very nice, again, a simple, clear switch from old resistance to new support. Again, it's a very good sign during an uptrend that we see a very quick intraday old resistance to new support flip, right? So very good. Okay, now I really hope to see Reddit having a nice red to green flip tomorrow as well to continue this uptrend. Although I expect to see the daily 10 and daily 21 SMAs catching up a little bit more before we decide to move up higher. All right. So again, be patient with this one. I do have some time on this. I have the option contracts that I've outlined here, right? The 250 strike call contract that expires January 16th, 2026. But I also gave a very nice vertical debit spread of 220. So you sell the 220 strike call contract to finance the buying of the 217.50 strike call contract, and it's a weekly expiration date. And so, if anyone got this early in the morning, I mean, you guys should be up a lot. I mean, this is definitely in the money now. These spreads, they've hit maximum risk to reward on that spread. So if you're in that one, if you guys took profits, any of my readers out there who are watching this stream right now or the replay, you guys should have taken profits today, or maybe you guys can take profits tomorrow morning. Who knows, right? We don't know how it's going to react tomorrow, but ideally, we have a nice small red to green day where we kind of push up higher and still attempt to make a higher high compared to today's high of the day, sitting at $226.25. Okay, so again, I love the fact that we are staying above all the 4 major SMAs on my daily time frame, and even on the weekly time frame, guys. I mean, really good, right? It's still above all the major SMAs here, right? The weekly 10, weekly 21, and the weekly 50. And even just on the weekly time frame alone, this looks really good, right? We've had declining volume throughout the entire very solid pullback into a major level at 180, and it found some really good support and we had a nice pivot higher last week, resulting in a very massive bullish green candlestick. And just this week, well, today, we started off by continuing that move up higher by breaking over the previous week's high, sitting at 220.76. So when we actually hit 220 today on the 15-minute time frame, let me show you guys this. We actually had a very nice reaction, right? So we broke over 218, and we eventually consolidated very nicely at this 220 level, and we continued to move up higher. It's a nice smooth run up higher, right? So very nice move. Okay, so again, if you go back in the daily time frame now, we actually got a second, or I guess not even just second, just yet another bullish signal to add to the bullish signal list that I've just given to you guys on this chart, on this daily time frame chart alone. We have a nice bullish crossover on the daily 10 and daily 21 SMAs that I've also highlighted before as well, that this could occur on Reddit. And today is the day that we got this, right? As we moved up higher, the daily 10 SMA actually crossed over the daily 21 SMA. So absolutely on point with my analysis there. Alright, so hopefully you guys are understanding this. Alright, I see you guys' reactions there. Awesome. Okay, yeah, so again, hopefully this has all been making sense, including my market review and my own analysis on the VIX, and again, hopefully these little exclusive looks to these one-pagers that I'm showing you guys from this week's lengthy CFO Swinger Watch Report is a very good, helpful quote-unquote tool for you guys to use for tomorrow, since you guys are all, again, looking at it from the live stream here and not the actual report. But again, if you guys really want to read the rest of this week's report, please become a reader tonight, and you guys are able to read the rest of the report, right? Again, I've been saying this for many years now. You guys will not regret joining and becoming a reader of the report. I truly can say that with confidence. And from the bottom of my heart, I really think that you guys should give it a chance, at least for a month, and try it out, right? This report is solely curated for a learn and earn trading system, right? You guys can actually learn a lot every single week. So again, you will have 4 quality-filled report that is sent to your respective email inboxes every single Sunday night for 1 month, every single month, right? Again, if you guys just want to try this out for a month, you guys can get that, right? You guys can get 4 high-quality reports every single Sunday night, and you guys will actually learn in every single report, and you'll be able to actually apply what you've earned into your trading, right? And you guys will be able to actually have a learn and earn trading system. Okay, I'm giving you guys these trade ideas as well. I'm giving you guys the exact trades that you guys can actually take. For example, on the list, the Momentum Mentions list, I give you guys the exact contracts that I will personally be looking at, and I also even give you guys a nice structured a multi-legged spread if I want to be looking at a spread on a ticker like Reddit here, RDDT. So again, make sure you guys become readers of the CFO Swinger Watch Report if this is something that truly aligns with your own trading goals. Okay, and hopefully it does help you guys out during the entirety of your trading journeys for years to come. Okay, well, that is pretty much it for tonight, guys. I really hope that this stream was very, very insightful and most importantly, applicable. And again, you guys can become a reader by looking at the very second link down below in the description box. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on Wednesday, either through a live stream or just through an uploaded video. I'll let you guys know on my Instagram story, but you guys should be able to see it on my channel if it is a live stream or an upload, okay, of an actual video. Because again, if I just set it as a video that I wanted to be uploaded at a specific date and time, you guys will be seeing that video pop up as well. Okay, and I'm telling you guys that it will be uploaded very, very soon, right? So, or it will be published very soon on the channel here at Charts Focus 1. So again, if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. But most importantly, once you hit that subscribe button, you guys should also hit that notification bell icon to be notified of when I am live or when I have uploaded a new video. Okay, all right, so that is it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for sticking around into the end of the stream. I'll see you guys on Wednesday, either through a live stream or through an uploaded video. But either way, thank you guys again so much for joining tonight. I will see you guys next time, and good luck tomorrow.